All right, let's go ahead and start with this review. This is going to be the longer version of the review. I hope you pay attention. It's going to go over a few questions. We're going to go through it, answer some questions, and just review. And of course, if you want just more detail of each unit, those video will be uploaded shortly too. I hope you guys do well on this final. Please, please, please have a habit of studying, have a habit of just watching a video just real quick on your spare time, just so that you can recap. It's very important. I'll go ahead and display the answer and talk through and talk about those answers, okay? Geography is very easy. A lot of you guys should still know all these. To start with, number one, we have Portugal. We have number two, Spain. And then we go up north. We have United Kingdom, known as an island, great for fishing. Four, France, right here. Number five, Germany, this area, heart of Europe, because it is connected with various country. Number six is Poland. You guys don't need to know that. I just put it as, bonus. Number seven, Italy. It looks like a boot, as you guys should know. Number eight, Ukraine. We talked about Chernobyl. You guys should also know because Chernobyl, the nearing area, it was also infected, contaminated. Number nine, Russia, right here. It is very important that you know people live in a European side of Russia. This side of Russia. Russia is very big. It goes over two continents. But the Asian side of Russia, people don't really live there because it's cold. And then now we go over the physical feature. We got Iberian Peninsula, France, Portugal and Spain together. We call that Iberian Peninsula. Now, border of France and Spain is B, Pyrenees Mountain. And then we go up north again. English Channel is south of United Kingdom, right here. And then we have Rhine River, which is it goes from north to south of Germany. This is the easiest way to remember this. North to south is Rhine, and then Danube is the one that goes across Europe, the second largest river in Europe. Remember, that's the Danube River. Alps, north of Italy. It makes it hard for Italy to trade because of this mountain. So if people from Italy wanted to go to Switzerland, it will be easier for them to go over because Alps is, making them difficult for them to cross over. We call that physical trade barrier. G, Scandinavian Peninsula. Of course, again, you guys don't need to know this. I just put that so that you guys can have a little geography lesson. We discussed about this actually in class, the Nordic region having a high economic rate. Just another bonus for you guys. Number H, well, letter H, I guess, Mediterranean Sea in the south of Italy. And we see France and Spain right here. South, and most importantly, usually they would say south of Italy. Beautiful food, beautiful scenery, great place. European plain. It goes in the north, it goes across Europe. And it is important to know that this land is fertile and very important vocabulary word, arable land. It's good for farming. Now, J, Ural Mountain. Ural Mountain is right here. People live west of this, so most of the Russian live in this area. And that will be it when it comes to Europe's geography. That would be about 15% of your test. So I hope you're reviewing this. We're going to review it when you guys come back to school as well. Let's move on to our Europe's environmental issue, perhaps the easiest. Now, environmental issue affecting United Kingdom and what is the effect of this problem? Air pollution will lead to smog. Smog, if you guys didn't know, is smoke plus fog, making the sky gray and ugly. That would be the answer for the cause of United Kingdom. Now, cause of the United Kingdom air pollution will of course be the car factory, and then of course those car that has heavy emission. So those smoke from car, those will affect air pollution. It will cause air pollution, and the effect will be breathing issue with citizen. A lot of kids having pneumonia, and a lot of people needing to wear masks in public in London, things like that. That's why the solution for it, they even have a electric zone in London where it only electric vehicle can travel through. And they have all these rules that will reduce the factory and reduce those gas cars. And fun fact, Europe is going net zero by 2050. So that'll be one more solution that United Kingdom and the Europe is pushing. Two, what is the environmental issue affecting Germany? What are the effects of this problem? That will be, of course, the acid rain, destroying black forests. It destroys building, makes them rusty, and it makes the statue look rusty as well. Most importantly, it destroyed the forest, it destroyed grass and things like that. So those fertile land that's supposed to grow great grain plant will no longer be able to produce those great grain, or beautiful forests will be damaged. Solution, of course, same thing. And I think we talked about this a lot when it comes to social study. Historians, we don't really look at it as science to look at what is the cause. Let's fix the cause. No, 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 no. Just get rid of the cause and you'll find a solution. So the solution for environmental issue of Germany, which was the causes, car and factory, solution is, man, get rid of those. Get rid of those car, get rid of those factories, and put more clean energy. So making more electric factory, things like that would of course help with environmental issue of Germany. Now, what happened in Chernobyl, Ukraine? What were the effects of this event? The nuclear plant exploded. Many were killed instantly. Some died later of disease from radiation. Plant animals were killed. We even saw and talked about how some animals were mutated, having three eyes. One of their reindeer ears gone. I mean, a lot of creepy things. But that is the effect of the Chernobyl, Ukraine. And it is very important that you know that it destroyed land and then the land is still inhabitable. That is crazy grammar. I did not write that. That's crazy. Anyway, next. Europe's location, climate, natural resources. Now, where do most people live in the United Kingdom? Of course, this actually is a trick question because it's not asking what is the city? What is, do they live in London? Do they live in, the southern Hamport? No, no, no. We're not asking about that. We're asking where do most people want to live? And we talked about how most people like living in urban area, the city. Same thing. We had a little survey in our class. We asked, where would you guys rather live? Would you guys rather live in a city where the store is like 3 minutes next to you? You walk and you see Starbucks. You walk 5 minutes, you see fancy stores. Or would you rather be in a rural area? You see farm. You can see star up there in the sky. You need to drive a little 20 minutes for a store, but it's great weather, great vibe. I mean, I'm a rural boy, but y'all like city better. A lot of people do enjoy city life better because of the fact that people enjoy efficient life, easier life. Now, number two, how the location, climate, and natural resource of United Kingdom affect how the country trade. Now, we talked about this in physical feature of United Kingdom too, correct? That United Kingdom is an island. Now, island will make it good for trading because they can go anywhere they want. If they have a boat, they can go to South America, they can go to North America, they can go anywhere they want because it's an island. They do not have a physical trade barrier. Now, of course, they also have mild climate, great arable land, which is great for farming. So, United Kingdom location, which is an island, makes them easier for them to fish, and their mild climate and arable land makes it good for farming. Now, number three, since we answered number one, y'all should know the answer for this as well. Where do most people live in Germany? Same thing, urban, city. where it's efficient, comfortable, easy to live. Now, how the location, climate, and resource of Germany affect how the country trades? We talked about this earlier in Fiscal 2, where Germany was heart of Europe. It is connected with so many different countries, so it is great for trading. And they also have Rhine River and Danube River that literally goes north to south and west to east. So for them, I mean, it is the trading capital of Europe. It has a lot of river, great for trading, and European plain, making it arable, good for farming. Now, where do most people live in Russia? We also talked about this. West side of European side of Russia. So European part of Russia, because climate are more mild, make sure you remember west side of Russia. West side. That's the European part. How do location, climate, resource of Russia affect? Now, when we talk about this, you need to think Russia is a very cold country. We've seen so many different pictures of Russia. We even have few pictures in my classroom. And Russia, cold climate, especially in the northern part, makes it hard for them to trade. There is no train that can go over. There's no cars that can go through those icy land. We even learned this vocab word. I'm very sure you guys all forgot permafrost. It's very cold in Russia, so it's hard for them to trade. Now, they do have, of course, the western part of Russia and Ural Mountain, which people tend to trade more over there because it's warmer. But the country is landlocked, so trading is very difficult. All right, let's move on. All right, Europe's culture. Name the three language family in Europe. Give one example of language for each family. We talked about easy way to remember this. To start with, Romance, right? Romance, even though it's from Roman Empire, I told y'all to think about just romantic romance. Though Spanish, French, people call French the language of romance because les gens anyway, people talk with whatever. It don't matter. The importance is to remember those romantic language go from French and then go what is similar with French, Spanish. Then you can go Italian, Portuguese. Like all these languages are Romance. They're similar. Now Germanic. Somebody try me in class. You know what? Let's move on. But Germanic is German and English. Please don't answer this again saying Germanic is what they said Japanese or something. Please, no, it's in the name. Germanic, German. Now Slavic. Slavic is Russian. We talked about how just think about those Czechoslovakia, the cold climate countries. All most of those are Slavic. Russian is part of Slavic languages. And of course, we can go Czech Republic, Slovakia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, all those cold climate countries follow Slavic language route. Now, three main religion practice in Europe, very easy: Islam, Christianity, and Judaism. Now, which religion is the fastest growing? It's Islam. Islam is the fastest growing religion. Number four, which religion has the most followers? Christianity. And then it doesn't say it here for some reason, but most important, the oldest religion out of the three is Judaism, the oldest. And father of all three religion, of course, will be Abraham, which is the founder of Judaism or father of Judaism. Let's move on. Pretty easy, pretty easy. Hope you remembered most of them. Now is the juicy part. We're going to history. Now, history, again, I would advise you if there's a lot of these that you don't remember, click the individual unit video so that you can get more of a recap. But this, we're just going to go quick, 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 and we're just going to talk about just the juicy meat of these histories. Now, the four terms of Treaty of Versailles. One, Germany would have to take responsibility for starting the war. They would have to take the blame. Two, they had to lose land. Three, they had to lose military. And lastly, four, they had to pay reparation. Very important. Again, Germany taking blame for the war, taking the L. Two, taking the land over. And three, taking the military. And four, they need to pay reparation. And of course, they did this so that the Germany can no longer rise up with power and start killing everybody. We'll see about how that worked. No. How did worldwide depression after World War One impact Germany? Because of the reparation, Germany was already broke. They became more depressed. People started starving more and more, and money became worthless. We even talked about how all those paper money people were using to wipe their doo doo because literally it was cheaper for them to use money than to go to the store with block of money to buy one toilet paper. It was crazy. The value of money was literally nothing. We even saw a picture of kids because they're cold. Instead of buying a match or firewood, not they were burning money because it's cheaper. Now, number three, who was Tsar Nicholas II and what happened to him and his family? Oh no, no, no. The last absolute monarch of Russian Empire. He was executed along with his whole family. We talked about this story, the story of Tsar Nicholas II. Of course, he was a lavish king. He was just spending. His wife was spending. They didn't care about the citizen. Of course, citizens were starving. They wanted change. They wanted change. Bloody Sunday happened where they revolted. They went all the way to the palace, asked them, hey, we don't want this. We can't be broke. We don't want to go to war and die and come back to this starving trash country. We need change. And Tsar Nicholas II said, we will change by killing some of y'all. Maybe that will change something. Of course, Citizen at the end never gave up. And that is the beautiful thing about unity. They all came forward, they came together, they went after Tsar Nicholas II again, led the Russian Revolution led by Vladimir Lenin. They, well, to be honest, Tsar Nicholas II abdicated the throne. So he left the throne, and of course, Vladimir Lenin decided to execute every single one of the family because they did not want them to come back and revenge for the killing of their father, Tsar Nicholas II. So that's why they wiped the whole family. Now, number four, why were Russian citizens angry with the Tsar after World War One? We just talked about that, but it's because he was sending them to war. A lot of the people were not prepared. They were starving at home and it was cold. I mean, just think about it. You don't know how to fight. You never held a gun in your life. And the king is, hey, we need people. Go over there. They weren't used as soldiers. That was a human shield so that they can just go out there and die. And of course, what happened after they're done with war and they come back home? They were starving in war and they come back for more starvation. That's why Russian citizens were angry. They just felt like the king were using them. Who took over the Russian government in October 1917? That will be the Bolshevik, led by Vladimir Lenin. Took over the government and made it Communist Soviet Union. Very important. Vladimir Lenin. You guys might remember him as the bald dude, the bald, scary looking dude. He was the leader of Bolshevik, and he decided to take over the Soviet Union government and said, hey, I'm going to make this ideology called communist. This is going to be our official government. This is going to be the rule. And we're going to change the name of Russia to Soviet Union. Now, you may ask, okay, so what is communism? Now, communism ideology, ideology was the fact that government will control, they will centralize, but everybody is sharing everything. Everything is going to be equal. It's going to be as they call it, paradise on earth where everybody is just going to have equal rights, equal property. Everybody is going to be happy. But that was not the truth. What ended up happening is government controlling the citizens having no rights or say to what they wanted to have or what they wanted to be, and government would just control everything. Citizen would have no freedom. You would work where I tell you to work. You would do what I tell you to do. You would get paid, as much as I tell you to get paid. And of course, people did not benefit because communism is all about government controlling the country, not the citizen. Now, we go into the Nazi part of history. After World War One, Adolf Hitler became the leader of, we're talking now about Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler was the leader of Nazi Party, and he used a very, 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 very dirty tactic. He used propaganda. Oh, we're going to talk about that in number five. So let's go ahead and jump into number two. What did Hitler do when he became Chancellor of Germany in 1933? Hitler made the government of Germany a dictatorship. So now I've seen a lot of you guys actually was confused of Vladimir Lenin and Hitler. Vladimir Lenin was communism. He made a communist government and he pushed that communist agenda. When it comes to Hitler, he just made the country dictatorship. He said, y'all listening to me, and we're going to do this work. Matter of fact, Nazi Socialist Party, not communist, different. But Hitler straight up was just more of a dictator vibe and really told people this is what's going to happen. And people followed them because of number five. We're gonna talk more about that. And of course, there's more detail about that Germany, which again, if you want more history background, watch my review video, the one that I'm going to be posting right after this, or the previous video, which will really go deep into like the Nazi Germany, Nazi scientists, all those great stuff. Now, number three, what happened on September 1st, 1939? That started World War II. Mustache Man, Hitler invaded Poland. And of course, that triggered a lot of countries deciding World War II was brewing up and was happening. Now, Hitler's purge of impure races were called the Holocaust. Describe what happened during the Holocaust. Now, Holocaust was this thing where Hitler decided to punish Jewish people and more other peoples by saying they're quote unquote impure. So most were sent to concentration camp and they were killed or worked to death. It was literally a place you go to die. Hitler and the Nazi killed 11 million total people. 6 millions of them were Jew, and of course, 5 millions of innocent people died as well. Now, number five, how did Hitler and the Nazi use propaganda to influence Germany against Jews? This was very, very important tactic. We talked about this in class in the form of how Nazi used to have this prayer. Nazi used to have this prayer at school where they say, hey, pray. Close your eyes and pray for Hitler. If you pray to me, if you pray for me, you'll receive food, eternal guidance, blah, 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 blah. Basically praising Hitler. And when they open their eyes, they will get food. The kids that would say, no, 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 I don't believe in that. I don't want to do none of that. I don't want to submit to Hitler. They'll open their eyes after praying to whatever they believe in or not praying at all. They'll realize, whoa, I'm not getting nothing. They will be starved, starved, starved until they actually start submitting. And some of the kids, of course, they'll start bullying. They're like, bro, if you just follow Hitler, you can get food, you can get all this. Why are you being stubborn? Look at you. Now you're being dumb. Nazi used to use these propaganda to influence people to feel that Nazi is the correct way to live. They used radio, movie, broadcast, poster all over Germany was all about how great Nazi is. You follow Nazi, you're going to be rich again. And of course, you need to understand the Germans hated the world at this point. You remember Treaty of Versailles? Because Treaty of Versailles made Germans poor. Treaty of Versailles really put Germany into this place where, yo, I'm not worth anything. And you know what? This is all because the world hate us. And Hitler used that as a point of, yo, look, the world hate us. We got to stick them back. There's no way we just get beat up. We got to stand back up and we got to beat them back. We're German. We can do this better. And of course, that propaganda worked fantastic because all the citizens were starving and they were dying for a change. And of course, propaganda worked and people started following Nazi, not because they were forced, but because they were really truly believing the fact that Nazi was going to change their life. Now, who won World War II and what happened to Hitler? The Allies won, US, Britain, France, and Soviet Union. And Hitler committed suicide before he could be captured, or Argentina. Anyway, let's move on to the next. Europe's history and the Cold War. All right. So after World War II, the Soviet Union tried to make many Eastern European countries communist. Many Europeans and Americans believed that Soviet Union was trying to do what? They believed that communists was trying to take over the world. This was a great battle, propaganda battle between democracy versus communism. The two big dog of the world going against each other to see who's going to take the world lead. Is it going to be the democratic United States of America, or is it going to be the communist Soviet Union? Of course, United States viewing Soviet Union as a threat, villain, the enemy that we need to get rid of. Soviet Union doing the same. United States is an enemy, it's a villain. We need to get rid of them. They're controlling other country. It was a very interesting time of course, because you know what, that's discussion for other days. Anyway, in March 1946, Winston Churchill gave his famous Iron Curtain speech. What did he mean by Iron Curtain? Not a real curtain, of course. This is a symbolic wall, but an idea that Europe was now divided between Democratic West and Communist East. And we had a slogan that we said every day in the class. And I hope you guys can remember this. West is the best and East is the worst. West being best mean West Democratic, that's us, United States, and East being bad, Communist Soviet Union. Easy little slogan for y'all to remember. East is the bad. I mean, West is the best. West is the best. East is the bad. All right, now, why was the conflict between United States and Soviet Union called the Cold War? Oh well, it's because there was no fighting on a battlefield. It was more of a cold fighting. It was just talking, and it was just tactic and strategy. Now, after World War II, how was Germany divided? Germany was divided the same way we talked about the Iron Curtain, folks. It was this, it was divided into four zones, but mainly y'all just need to understand it's West versus East. West being the best, East being the worst. West Democratic, East Communist. US, UK, French were of course Democratic side. They were in the West, and then United, United Soviet Union was of course the east side, and it was controlling the communist side, East Germany. In August 1961, East Germany built the Berlin Wall. And what was it like to live in East Germany? Of course, East Germany was a communist side. They were more restricted. People weren't living well. People really wanted to just cross over to the West side because West was living better. West could get their job that they wanted. They were getting government aid from US, and of course, they had freedom and rights. People likes freedom. They don't like doing what people tell them to do. Obviously, just like y'all don't be listening to y'all parents, nor me. But that's discussion for another day. All right, why did the Berlin Wall fall? In the 1980s, many countries part of the Soviet Union began protesting against the communist government, and Soviet Union could not afford to put down the protests. Saying, and to be honest, you guys need to understand this. Soviet Union was controlling East Germany. And Soviet Union was no longer Soviet Union. So they were no longer communists. So there was no reason for East Germany, the country where people were literally escaping to go to the west side, to still be the worst side. They were like, bro, That country that took over us, that were literally controlling us, is done. They're done. Let's go ahead and break this wall and we can be one again. Let's restore the democracy and let's put Germany back on top. And that's why Berlin Wall fell, because of the fact that Soviet Union was no longer the communist regime. They changed to more of a democratic view, not fully democratic, but they were going more and more to democratic. October 3rd, 1990, after the fall, Germans were reunited and voted to become one country again. Beautiful story for those Germans. Okay, we're done with history. Now it should be fairly easy for those of you guys that paid attention. Government and economy is straight on point. So let's go ahead and jump. What type of government does United Kingdom have? Parliamentary democracy and constitutional monarchy. It is very important you know constitutional monarchy. Constitution limit the power of monarch, meaning Queen Elizabeth. Oh, she died. So King Charles. So King Charles does not have any power. He's just a mascot. He's a celebrity of United Kingdom because that power is limited by constitution. Before Magna Carta, I mean, that man had all the power he could have had. But now they have constitutional monarchy and they also have parliamentary democracy. Let's move on. How are leaders chosen? Head of the government, prime minister, is chosen by parliament. Head of state are the king and queen, those celebrity, they're inherited. You cannot be king and queen. Unfortunately, yes, you're watching this video. I'm sorry. No, you can't be king or queen of United Kingdom. No, you can't. It is unfortunate. Unless you're that sacred daughter of King Charles, but we're not going to talk about that. Next. It is very important, though, who makes the law? Parliament. That's the legislator, people that make the law. And the role of the citizen is to vote for the member of parliament. So if we do this opposite, people vote for parliament, which parliament makes the law, and parliament is the one that choose the prime minister, the leader of United Kingdom. So again, citizens vote for the lawmaker, the parliament, and the parliament says, I'm going to choose the prime minister. That also means the power of United Kingdom is not with the head of government, but it stays with the parliament because parliament is the one that chooses prime minister. So no executive, but legislative. They're the one with the most power in United Kingdom. Now, number two, surprisingly, same as United Kingdom. That parliamentary democracy, the leader is called the chancellor. They're the head of government, which is chosen by the parliament. Who makes the law? Again, parliament makes the law. They're the legislators. And what is the role of the citizens? Same thing. They vote for the parliament. So same thing for Germany. Citizen, they vote for the parliament, which they will make the law and stuff like that. And they are the one that is going to choose the chancellor, head of the government. It doesn't say it here, but head of state in Germany is Bundestag and Bundesrat. And they're both of course, they're, well, Bundestag to be exact, but they're the more of the parliament. They're the one that decides all these things. Now, what type of government does the Russia have? Okay, anyway. How are the leader chosen? Presidential democracy is what Russia have. Interestingly, a lot of people would think, hey, Russia have dictatorship, they have autocracy. That's debatable because at the end of the day, people do get to vote. That itself makes it democracy. They do have a presidential democracy because the leader are chosen by citizen and they directly vote for their president. President right now, Mr. Vladimir Putin. Who makes the law? The legislator. They're also elected by citizen. So citizen has most of the control when it comes to, of course, the government of Russia. The role of the citizen, they vote for lawmaker and leader. So the difference between parliamentary democracy and presidential democracy is the fact that in parliamentary democracy, citizens vote for parliament, parliament vote for the head of government. But in presidential democracy, citizens vote for the lawmaker, the parliament, and they vote for president. They can vote for whoever they want. I think we're almost done, folks. We're almost done. Let's get to this. Europe's economy. Now, the three basic economic question. Important, right? One, what to produce. Two, how to produce. Three, for whom to produce. We talked about how this is not only for just basic country economy. This is for life. This is for business, content creator, whatever you want to do, the purpose. You need to understand, what are you going to do? How are you going to do it? And for whom are you going to make it? Who? For who? And of course, I gave a little whatever speech the other day of how this applied to life. You got to understand what you're going to do in life, how you're going to do it, and you got to know, who are you going to do this for? Is it for you, your people? Who is it? You need to have a purpose when it comes to all this, and you will literally achieve whatever you want. You will literally. Number two, what type of economy system does United Kingdom have? They have mixed economy, but they go more close to market. We talked about that, how economic continuum, command economy on one side, and command economy on one side, and market economy on one side. The closer to market is more freedom citizens have when it comes to economy. Closer to command, more freedom that government have. So government control more, citizens have less freedom. United Kingdom is mixed and close to market. Most importantly, I don't know how many times I need to stress, every single country in the world is mixed economy. It's just that which way do they swing? Are they swinging command or are they swinging market? Now, who answered the three economic question in the United Kingdom? Because it is a mixed economy, the citizen does. The citizen and the business decides if they're going to do what they want to make, and of course, government just makes sure everything is safe. Germany is the same thing. They have mixed economy close to market, and then citizen and the business make the choice of what they're going to do. But it's just government makes sure everything is safe. Russia, on the other hand, is a little bit more command side. Now they're more into market, but it's more still more command than most of the European country. Um, of course, from Soviet Union to now, it's a crazy change. And when it comes to three question in Russia, it's the government and the business. Same thing, all the United Kingdom, Germany, and Russia, because every single one of the country in the world is mixed economy. Individual and business can do whatever they want. You guys can make whatever business you want, but you just need to make sure government says, okay, you can do that. All right, now, last one, European Union. What is the European Union? We had a heated discussion about this, but European Union is 27 European countries working together to make sure there's no trade barrier, there's a common currency, so they can stop more of a political battle and socio-economical battle across Europe. And what was the purpose of it? It was to make sure that people in European Union remove trade barrier and they can trade together easily. When it comes to one benefit of being a member of EU, you can get free trade. You can do free trade. You can trade without no trade barrier. You can move freely with member country. I told y'all can take your train across Europe, and you don't need to get visa out and say, "Hey, can I go?" No, no, no. You can go freely across. You're Spanish. You're a Spaniard. You're from Spain. You can take train, go to France, get some, a couple of wine, go to Germany, get some Frank sausage, all that beautiful stuff. What is euro? I We talked about how arguably euro is one of the greatest invention when it comes to European Union, common currency of EU. Most member countries use it. That means if you're in Spain, you're in France, you're in Germany, you're in Switzerland, you all use euro. You use same currency. You don't need to go to bank and get that 6.89% off from the bank. No, you just go and say, "Hey, I want to change my dollar to euro," and that euro you can use it wherever you want in the EU country. Now, how many member countries were in the 2016? That's not even important, folks. It's 28. The only reason why it said that, which country just voted to leave the EU, is not even just now. But United Kingdom left the EU because of the issue with they wanted to control more of their border situation and they wanted to make more money. I spoke very fast the last few. It's because I want y'all to really, really watch this back. Please watch this again, once, twice. Again, I am going to upload individual video for each. It's going to be short, but very powerful with review question at the end. I really hope you guys watch it. Kill this final and get out of the summer school and have a good vacation. Like I said, welcome to first year in sixth grade. It's only going to get harder. We don't do sweet talk here. I know y'all are going to kill it. I know you're studying for it. I'm proud of you. Thank you so much for watching it. Let's go ahead and kill this final. Watch other videos, well, review. Man, have a great day and bless up, man.